Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Dark Souls 3. In the previous one we had what I would consider the best boss fight of the entire series in general. It was so much fun with this particular build, and I hope that, I suppose, more of them are like this, even though I assume we're approaching the end of this particular DLC. And in this one we do intend of just going up this elevator and see what lies ahead. I assume there's gonna be just a final boss fight, that's my assumption. Maybe there's gonna be a small area ahead of us. But this definitely looks like it's leading up to something very epic. So I suppose let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, just go up the stairs. I'm just exploring if there's anything around this, but I don't think there is. Read message. Princess ahead. Princess ahead, therefore try tongue. That's a little bit on the nose, I would say. Oh, hello, princess. Oh, this reminds me of that scene from Dark Souls 1 with Guinevere. Beware your finger. So, is this just full of sexual jokes? You don't deserve this, therefore give it up. You can't be so gatekeepy, man. She's our princess. She's not only your princess. She's the princess of us all. Real talk, are we a dementor? Because everything we touch, we destroy. We touched the lady and she just lost her soul. Look at her. She's not looking too terribly well, is she? And not just that, the entire area has turned into desert. What monster did I unleash on this world? I'm sorry, the residents of Ringed City. I know that at this point everybody has left already. But man, I just destroyed the part of culture. Everything has just ended. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, friend. I've never meant to do this. I didn't know what I was doing when it happened. I just wanted more power. I'm being very dramatic right now. Alright. Let's see where this takes us. I like the fact that we're in a desert. It looks very epic. Again, another amazing scene by the Ring City DLC. By far, I think one of my favorite DLCs in all three games. Maybe not. The first DLC was actually really good. Of the first game, of course.
Eleanor, help me, please. The Red Hood is come to eat us, to eat our dark souls.
Now, this is a sight you don't expect to see. But honestly, mate, I'm sorry for doing this. I assume all of this is my fault. I love the dust you're leaving behind. I think it's a good trail. It's a good effect. I just wonder what happens if he manages to get to the castle. You'll be very disappointed what you find. So, I mean, sorry dude. Look, here's what happened. I went to this princess. She was holding a shell. I touched the shell because it was apparently enhanced with magic. Then the shell broke. Then she dissolved, in a sense, and just rotted away. And then the entire city and kingdom turned into dust. I'm sorry, was not my intention. I was just looking to get to the nearest Chick-fil-A. Yeah. No, you're not taking my apology. Fine, be that way. I don't need you anyway. Let's go. Who is this Red Hood? I'm ready to destroy the Red Hood. Oh, I like that they actually left you a trail to follow in this big desert. That's actually another clever piece of game design. Man, the people who made this game really did try to make a good one. So let's just follow the hints that the game is teaching us. One thing I always wondered about deserts in any game, obviously there have to be... The desert is supposed to feel big and barren, right? But at the same time, you don't want the player to wander around and actually feel like they're in this... No, you want them to feel like they're in a desert, but at the same time you want them to feel not so lost. Because if the player feels lost, it's going to be very bad for you, right? So what you want to do is probably put a lot of things like this, just monuments that would attract them. Or in this case, they put a really nice trail that you're supposed to follow. So the area still feels very open.
Still here. Hand it over, that thing, your dark soul. For my lady's painting.
Oh gosh, I know this guy. He helped us destroy the princess in the previous episode. Wow, okay, my friend. You're very agile. I was saying this does feel like a desert before, and at the same time, it feels like I know where I'm going. So I think they nailed the atmosphere in this one, especially this guy. But I remember you though. You helped us destroy the princess in the previous episode. Why do you have so much HP? I don't appreciate that. You don't look that tanky, man. You're tankier than most enemies in this game, and you only have a robe on you. Yikes, I'm scared. This guy looks scary. So that was a really bad dodge. I think they made him intentional tanky because I assume something happens, right? There's no way he just has this much HP, but also at the same time, there has to be a phase 2. Oh, he has his berserk attack. The one thing I'm wondering here is if there is a phase 2. There we go. I have heard the final boss of the DLC to be hard, and I assume he is the final boss. Because he is the third boss. He doesn't deal as much damage as some of the other enemies and bosses in general, which is encouraging. But at the same time, there is a phase 2 for sure. But he has so much HP though. There we go, that was a nice one. Okay, so I think slowly I'm getting it. I dodged some of the attacks, that was pretty decent. But at the same time I'm wondering how that particular guy who was on the ground managed to get to here before I did. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so they just put the fog here. That's really clever, so I don't have to walk as much. So you can just keep fighting him over and over again. And this is, I assume, a bigger area. That's cool. Let's go, Slave Knight Gael. You helped me beat a boss first, and now this is my time. Actually, you didn't really help me, because you ended up dying in the second phase many times, and you left me alone. So honestly, you had it coming. You left me alone, and this is how you'll feel after I'm done with you. I'm very menacing, I know. I dodged there. I suppose I was still in the recovery animation of my hammer. Right? The stamina ring, the Chloranthy ring is actually amazing. I dodge backwards, I swear. I swear to you, I dodge backwards there. It's fine. I think slowly I'm getting it. I'm still not sure how that hits me. I need to dodge a bit later, I think. The fact I can roll and my stamina regenerates basically by the time I'm ready to attack is really good. Come at me, friend. I mean, you're not my friend anymore. We used to be best hide-and-seek buddies, but now you've gone to the dark side. You've started collecting Dark Souls. I mean, maybe that's why we get along, because I'm doing the same thing. Right, we had so much in common. And now, we're forced to take each other's life, because there are no more Dark Souls. I've turned the entire city to dust. We're the only ones left, of course. This had to happen. Oh man. Alright, I see what's happening. Now, one thing I hope is that his two faces share the same health bar, because he honestly has way too much HP. So I hope the second phase is just tied to the same health bar, so when you get to the second phase it just starts ticking down from half. But I really enjoy fighting him. It's actually a really fun boss fight. I also like how he takes some time to actually run up to you. It gives you this moment to prepare mentally. It's not just like constant barrage, right? No. 3 hits stagger him, which is good to know. Alright, I was pretty bad. Alright, Slave Knight Gael, let's do this one more time. What if maybe there's no second phase? I was just thinking of this. Maybe this is the ultimate trickery. They give you 3 phases and then they're like, nope, actually there's just no second phase. That would be a bamboozle, would it? He doesn't seem difficult enough, if that makes sense. Like, his moveset is obviously tailored to, in some extent, to be relatively easy to recognize and dodge. Okay. So I assume there has to be a second phase, but there's just no way he has this much HP, right? It just feels way too much. He definitely is a slave knight, though. He's a slave to his own destruction. I don't know what that means. What are you even attacking, my friend? The desert did nothing wrong. I figured out how to dodge it, I think. The first 2 attacks are rather slow, and then you just have to spam the roll button, essentially. Nice, nice. Puts me right next to him. I really can't sneak into attacks though. Oh, okay. I was just drinking the Estus Flask. That's actually very rude. I think a good indication of there being a nice rhythm to the boss fight is that I don't take a lot of time to drink the Estus Flask. I just kind of stay in the zone and just try to fight him and dodge and roll with him. I enjoyed this very much about the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. It just felt like a very intricate dance. And I tend to enjoy when bosses do that in general, and this definitely feels very similar to that in some extent. Feels like a dance, and it feels like I have a good chance of doing something. I have my turn to attack, he has his turn to attack, right? It just comes down to timing. It's very rhythmic, and I think when Dark Souls does this, it's at its best. We probably want to be beneath him on the cliff, because some of his attacks can go over our heads. Right. So we should abuse our positional advantage, I suppose. So what am I doing? I know how to dodge this attack. One great thing about Dark Souls is that you can beat many bosses, if not most of them, without ever dodging or rolling. I mean, you just have to position yourself properly, and I'm always in awe when I see people do that, because it must take so long to actually figure out how to approach a boss in such a way. But I assume once you do, it becomes infinitely easier to deal with them, because it's much less about twitch muscle reflexes. Or rather, you can always go back to rolling, right? But if you position yourself well enough, you can just really do so much damage without getting hit. So I applaud people who are able to do that. My old friend, I assume we're gonna be seeing each other quite often in the upcoming 2 hours or so that it takes me to beat you. I will beat you eventually, so don't worry about that, but, you know. What a bad match. What am I doing? Maybe I need to dodge into him. I'll try that. That seems to be working well. Except in this attack, because then he's way too far for me to actually hit him. That was a bad dodge. Way too early. Healed once. Maybe once. If I'm just in his face, I think it confuses him greatly. I knew how to dodge this, but then I failed. I pressed the square button twice, I swear to God. Dodging into him seems to be working, I just need to be a little better at it, I think. We're learning slowly. I feel like I'm getting the grip on him. Except on this attack, because he delays it way too much. Nice, nice. X. Wow, he does that leap. I hadn't seen him do that in a while. That was a bit cheeky of me, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done, right? Healing behind his back, not the wisest of choices. Nice dodges all around.
Is this the blood? The blood of the dark soul.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking, boys. He does have a shared HP. I really like that. What are you doing? That's actually a ridiculous attack. Where did you learn all these new tricks? He has a crossbow as well. I mean, honestly, game. I love it, but that's a little bit ridiculous. Alright, so I got to phase 2 again. I really focused there and I only lost 3 SSS, so hopefully we can explore some of his phase 2 in detail. I really hoped he'd lose some of his HP. No, not HP, but armor, I suppose. Okay, so this attack doesn't feel too terrible to dodge. This didn't feel too bad either. But this is just beginner's luck. I think staying close to him is definitely the right choice. I mean, what am I doing? Nice, nice. Oh no, 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 my friend. There we go. Healing? I couldn't dodge because I was still in the recovery animation of my attack. Yikes, that was just a bunch of rolls. But if they work, they work, you know, what can you say? Nice. That's a really cool phase too as well. Oh! He unleashed the Dark Souls. He's flying. Is this the third stage? I love this boss fight. Slave Knight Gael. Just when I think I have you figured out, I realize I don't. Again, really, talking while fighting him is definitely much harder than just fighting him. It's fine though, it's fine. We're the chosen undead. We're gonna get him eventually, won't we? I thought he was gonna stagger him. Maybe the second they didn't land. I just didn't notice it. They should though. I should have gone for another one obviously, but I guess I didn't have stamina. Why am I not attacking? Now I should attack and heal. No time to heal. I thought maybe staggering him would give me enough time to heal, but obviously not. My friend. You're flying. Let's heal now. It's a good opportunity. That was a valiant effort. Yeah, I'm bad. Why am I trying to breathe for 2 hits? I know it doesn't work. Yet somehow I convinced myself it works and I try it again. You know what? I'm breathing again. Why am I doing this? I had such a good strategy figured out. Let's just heal. The first phase really isn't all that difficult. I'm just making it more complex because I'm impatient. I'm not actually an impatient person in my life. I just want to get to the second phase. I want to learn the second phase better. Staying at that... Oh, they return? Why didn't I realize that? Oh, 3 hits staggered the second phase as well. Wait, they staggered him again? I thought that maybe they would stagger him again. I know it's a silly thought. It seems like a good opportunity to heal. Nice. Let's heal. That never works. But healing now will. They will return and I need to be very careful. Oh, there we go. I cancelled his crossbow. I need to dodge. He's gonna explode. He's gonna explode. Right. The third phase is here. What the hell is happening? The souls. He's now flying. Alright. Stay close to him, I suppose. What is happening? God damn. I'm excited as I am scared. Where's my stamina? Mate, you've gone ballistic, haven't you? Hitch has just a lot more flashy attacks, but they don't seem to be all that... Okay, so some of the attacks are the same, so that's very encouraging. Oh gosh, okay, so if that's his final phase, I think we might got him. But honestly, that transformation from phase 2 to phase 3 is absolutely spectacular. I love it so much. Whoa, that gets your heart racing, doesn't it? Slave Knight Gael. We meet again. I think I have the first and the second phase figured out. The third phase still eludes me though. Some of the attacks are similar, so that's really nice. But the lightning strike just seemed a little bit random for me. That's fine. Two. Oh, that staggered him? That's interesting. I need to recover my stamina. I hope you understand, friend. I knew that was gonna stagger him. I went for it because I'm a greedy boy. I just didn't wanna commit for a third attack. Again, why am I doing this? Oh gosh. I remember to roll as soon as I hit the floor. Okay, this should be relatively easy to dodge. Bam! Nice, nice, nice. Thought I was gonna phase him. But this shit. No? Why is he not phasing? He must be one hit away. There we go. I will heal just for posterity. And let's try to fight this bad boy again. Did that stagger him? What? I managed to dodge all crossbows. I'm basically a legend now. I don't know how I'm doing this, because it feels like I'm very effective at fighting him now. Just stay to the right, that's my secret. He's also not being very aggressive in doing his circular attacks, which I otherwise usually have a hard time to dodge. I try to dodge it. Heal? Can't do much more there. Right. Ignore the souls, he's gonna fly into me. Should be an easy counter attack. That's a stagger, can do another one. Booba! There we go. I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems to be working, so I'm extremely fun. There's a lightning there. Heal? Oh, wow, I thought I was grounded and then, oh gosh. That was such an easy, I should have just, literally just pressed the roll button there. For some reason I thought he got me. I thought I was stuck in an animation where he's just destined to hit me again. And I just kind of surrendered to my future, I suppose. Oh, okay, let's try again. Slave Knight Gael, you got me there. That's on me. That's on me. So hopefully things go well. Let's go, let's go. Have a lot of HP. Yeah, I deserve that. Try it again, I dare you. We'll see if it works out. He's staggered on this one, which means I can go for another hit. We need some stamina. That's a 2. And a 3. And a 4. Excellent, excellent. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 3. And a 4. Some stamina. Should have dodged that. Why didn't I dodge it? Oh gosh. Same thing as before. I think I messed up my counter, so I need to restart. There we go. Dual heads are greedy, but it's gonna help me get him down. This is a stagger. Oh, okay. Great. I'm full health, 7 Estes, let's go. Second phase not that bad. Third phase apparently also not that bad. I just need to pay attention to what's happening. Great. Oh, that's a new one. I don't recall it. That's a stagger, right? Yeah. Let's go back and heal. Just stay away from him. He's gonna come to us anyway, and we can get him here, boys. Okay, what is happening? Again. Oh gosh, the lightning struck me, damn it. I'm healing because it seems like a safe thing to do. God damn it. Can the lightning stop? He's gonna do the same thing again. You just did that, man. Can you stop the lightning, please? Are these like souls taking revenge on me? I mean, I don't blame you. I've done some pretty horrible things in my lifetime as this character, of course. So honestly, I get it. I bet. Heal, maybe a bit of a dangerous heal, but that's a stagger. Was greedy? Absolutely. Let's heal. Again, let's pick up our soul. Hey, I don't want him to use it against us. This is a stagger? No, it's not. This is the first thing. Gosh. There's so much visual noise that it's very hard to determine what's happening, you know. But it's fine. Let's heal. Oh, that did not hit me somehow. We are all blessed on this very day. Oh, baby! Okay, if there's a phase 2, I'm a freak out. Okay, there's not. There was a phase 2 to that. That would have been a little bit ridiculous. Let's not lie here. Wow, what a boss battle. What a friggin' good boss battle. Honestly, one of the most enjoyable boss battles in the entire series for me. From Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 3. I assume this is gonna trigger another end sequence, so I'm just gonna give you my thoughts after the credits or something like that. So let's just see what happens. Let's just light the bonfire. Oh. Nothing happened. Wait. Do we need to go back to the princess, maybe? I'm actually unsure as to what I'm supposed to do now. Is this just it? I figured that there would be like a cutscene of some sort. Did I get something from him? It's important. Come on, game, give me a cutscene for crying out loud. Soul of the Lord, Sister Frida, Slave Knight Gael. Yeah, this is great. One of the twisted souls, that's great. But is there anything I can actually do? I mean, the thing is, they probably want you to explore, but considering this is supposed to be like the final boss of this area, I was expecting there to be something. Let's go to Filianor's Rest, I suppose. Maybe we've said maybe we need to knight the king, find the king who's kind of laying around. You know the one that we met and he was like, the Red Hood is chasing us. All right, apparently not. I'm slightly confused. Or maybe we just need to go forward. Let's try going forward, okay? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe there's something beneath the sandy castles. I know this is where I fought them. We'll see. Where did this guy make it to, though? He ended up disappearing. Somewhere here. I would need a shovel to dig him up. Okay, so, but let me give you my thoughts. Yeah, the particular fight, this boss fight was... I loved it. It was what I think every Dark Souls boss fight should be. It was challenging, it was difficult, but it never felt unfair. It was very rhythmic, and I'm sure they're able to do more of those, and there are many great examples of this. I think it reminds me of Artorias from the first game. The entire arena and just how you fight them. It's super satisfying to actually get them and feel like you've actually conquered the challenge. Ah, sadness. Time for composure. Oh, this is the knight guy. Fine work, thank you. I strive to please. I think this might just be it, which is a bit of a shame. I suppose I'll go back to Firelink Shrine. Maybe there's an additional dialogue of some sort that might trigger something. Otherwise, I'll just look it up if there's an important key event I need to go to in order to trigger something. Also, we need to spare their souls, right? And it just feels fitting to end in the Firelink Shrine. Because this might just be the end of my entire Dark Souls 3 journey, which is a shame, because I wanted a cool cutscene at the end. It's fine, it's fine. Hello. Tell me, have I done something wrong or right?
For the Lords of St. Link.
But didn't I link it already? That's what I'm wondering. I thought I linked it already. Some endurance to be at 35, some vitality. Sure, this seems fine. This seems fine. Alright, I know. Thank you. There's one thing I wanted. I'll just check if there's anything else, and if not, I'll give you my closing thoughts on this series and just this entire game in general. So I'll be right back in a second. Alright, so welcome back, and apparently we needed to go back to Ariandel. Do you remember the lady which was on the table? Apparently she's called the Painting Woman, and we can deliver the Dark Soul to her, or whatever we got from killing Gael. I'm not sure if this is gonna actually unlock anything, or just maybe give us an item, but still, it feels like a fitting thing to do, just something, so we actually feel like we're doing anything, basically. So, oh, your hair is actually beautiful. Let's give you the blood of the Dark Soul. Yes.
My thanks, Ashen One. With this will I paint a world. Please tell me thy name. I would name this painting after thee.
I have no name. My name is actually not paintable. Let's say I have no name. No, fine, I'll share my name. For oh my god, this is so hard. Fine.
My thanks. I will paint a world of that name. It will be a cold, dark, and very gentle place. And one day, it will make someone a goodly home.
So what do I do now? You give me stuff? I want stuff. Fine. I suppose that felt fitting to some extent. It felt like there's more to the game, as if this will live on in some sense. And I think that's a good feeling to leave an episode on. Sure, having an absolute ending is always great, I think, just because it gives you a sense of closure. But having the hope that there will be more, as in what she's alluding to, that there will be more worlds to explore, I think is a great feeling to leave an episode of Dark Souls 3 in general. Not just an episode, but an entire series. This was definitely a very nice journey. What the hell is happening here? I can't, that's fine, whatever. I remember when we entered this Firelink Shrine, and I was surprised because it's called the Firelink Shrine. And this, honestly, this particular game felt much longer to me than Dark Souls 2 did, even though it was probably shorter. I mean, at least what people are saying online. There's definitely less content, I suppose, and less bosses overall, but the content that's in the game felt much more meaningful. Every single boss, or I would say most bosses, felt like they have a purpose, and a lot of them were very unique and interesting. And overall, I think this game is just, I mean, not I think, obviously it's just a masterpiece in some sense. Dark Souls is a game series that I think precedes its own reputation, but it definitely deserves it. When you play through it and when you experience it for yourself, when you go through those tribulations. Now obviously a game of Dark Souls 3, if you've played Dark Souls 1 first, will never feel as special as the first experience you've had with the series, but still I think it filled that void of just wanting more Dark Souls pretty well. I suppose you could say it turned a dark soul inside of me into a light soul. That made no sense. Also, it was incredibly cheesy, but it definitely just gives you an experience that you can't find in many other games, and I think for that it should be cherished for a long time to come. It's just beautiful, man. It's just beautiful, I suppose. I say that a lot. It was masochistic, it was sad, it was upsetting, it was very scary at sometimes. But yet we did get through it, and I think it was overall a very pleasant experience. It took me like a year to get through the entire game, mostly because I had an 8-month break. But honestly, I enjoyed recording every single one of those, and every single Sunday I've decided to sit down and just play through the game. It was like 2 hours of me just enjoying an imagination of some dude who thought this up. And I love when games and just media does that in general, when it engrosses you, envelops you in its own world, and just gives you the atmosphere. The music the animations, the graphics, everything is just absolutely beautiful about this game. And I'll be sure to replay it at some point as well. I think this type of games have a lot of replay value with a lot of different obviously builds and just a lot of different ways to approach it. And what I like about Dark Souls the most, primarily it's still a game. It never feels it sacrifices its gameplay to deliver a lot of the things that make it good, and that it's able to actually join or merge the narrative experience with the atmosphere as well with gameplay. Everything just kind of complements each other and deliver you this very wholesome, very complete experience in one neat package. I think is very impressive. And I've gushed enough about this, but this will mark the end of Dark Souls 3, at least an official playthrough. Now, I might make an episode or two in the future if I ever return to it, or if maybe there's some content that I haven't visited, maybe something like an additional boss if I ever feel a scratch to, but I will officially declare this the end and the last episode of the Dark Souls 3 playthrough, and I'm looking forward for more adventures to come. With all of that said, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.